Hello, everybody. Welcome to CripChat, your weekly podcast for everything disability. Today I have with me Johnson, Shar, Ibby, and myself.
Hello.
Today we'll be talking about disability and stereotypes, and you'll be chatting with us three today. Please like and share, and if you got any comments, please put it in the comment box.
Thank you very much for that, David. Welcome everyone to CripChat, your weekly podcast for everything disability. How's everyone doing today? Man, how are you, John? I'm good. I'm looking forward to diving into stereo. We're gonna be diving into stereotype and what that's all about and how it affects people with disability. How are you, David?
I'm all good, but get a bit annoyed when people have stereotypes, being very stereotype about people that have disability, because they got to realize not everyone's the same.
Exactly.
Everybody has a different disability, even though they probably don't have a disability, but they might have a disability another way.
Yes, the invisible disabilities. Thank you for pointing that out, David. Let's get straight into it. So, John, David, what are some common types of disability stereotype?
All blind people can't see, but some people can be blind, but they can see a bit.
Oh yeah, no, because I heard that people with low vision considered legally blind.
And also, all deaf people cannot hear, but some deaf people can hear, but they're very low hearing.
Oh yeah. And also there's people who can't talk, can't understand other people. Yes, you're spot on with that. So people who can't talk, people assume that they don't understand or they lack the ability to understand people just because they're non-verbal. Yes.
Yeah, but also, everyone that sits on a wheelchair does not mean that they're paralyzed or have no movement or unable to move their legs.
Exactly. No, you're spot on with that, David. You are spot on with that. I myself used to tell people I'm paralyzed because people always used to tell me that you're a person that's paralyzed because I was on the wheelchair, and I had to go up, most all my life thinking that I was. So yeah, look, it's often it's the lack of understanding, but also the assumptions that people make. And sometimes we people with disability, we kind of take on board these assumptions.
I think it's lack of education.
It most definitely is. It most definitely is. So look, John David, tell us a story of when people have used these stereotypes towards you.
Well,
I'm pretty sure everyone has a lot of stories to tell. Well, for the people in the audience as well, if you got any stories you would like to share with us, please feel free to do it in the comments.
what stereotypes? I can't remember any. But a lot of people like to push in front of me.
Oh wow, you got a lot of those, huh?
Yeah.
Just in like the supermarket.
Yeah, a lot of people think, I can't do things. They want to do it for me. Like, Christian,
Yeah.
You walk me to the car, alright, but I can still put my seatbelt on.
Yeah, no, I see a point. Thank you, John. I was I see David. How does it make you feel when people do things for you or barge in your way? Yeah, that's how does it make you feel when people do get in your way?
What is it? How does it make it? How does it make me feel? A lot of people are. Look, I'm thankful for people trying to help.
Yeah.
But it's good if they ask, what can I help you with? Not assuming that I can't do some things.
Yeah. What about when people like get in your way? Or they, I guess.
There's some people that don't move out of the way, walk straight into it. I'm lucky I'm a big boy.
Yeah.
They end up getting worse off than me.
Yes.
But when shops put out things just to sell things in your way, all right, leave it within the boundaries of the shop, not on the street.
No, fair enough. People need to understand the use of the cane. When you have a cane, the cane's there for a reason.
Yeah, it's there for a reason. But the cane can't detect up top. So
it's up to the person.
Yeah. So sometimes there's things down the bottom. There's nothing down the bottom, but there are things up the top. So you walk into it. I can't detect it from up the top.
Yeah, until you go.
Don't stick it out from the top. Stick it down. If there's nothing down the bottom, then don't put something up the top.
Yeah, that's some good advice for people that are visually impaired. Because it's happened to you before. It's sorry if I, bring this up.
It's happened many times.
Many times. Wow. And look, to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, I was a bare witness to one of those, happenings.
But
yeah,
you've seen it many times.
Yeah. It's all good, But yeah, look, it's good that you are aware of these things and you can educate people about how to make them more, accessible, for you. More friendly as well. And also, like people when they park in the way.
Yeah, especially if they park in the middle of the street, in the middle of the footpath.
That's it, middle of the footpath.
Okay, I can walk into a car, all right. But to walk around it, I'll have to go onto the road. And that's more dangerous.
True. Now, imagine what you said, but being a person on a wheelchair, if you block someone's footpath, they can't go on the road because there's a curb. Unless the curb is flat, and you can get off, it'll be all right. We can go around.
But then you can go around, but you can't go back up.
Exactly. He's blocked the footpath. How are we gonna go around? Do we have to go all the way back, go onto the road, and it's gonna be a mission. But in saying that, you need to be respectful, of everyone's. I guess it's a public space. It's there for the public, not for you.
It's there for public, but if you're gonna need to just park on the footpath to drop off something, do not leave the car. Stay with the car. So if you see someone there, you can help them.
And let them know. Well, at least let them know.
At least let them know before they walk into it, or they need to go around it.
Yep. I guess for me,
always be considerate of others that are less advantaged as you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. Thank you for sharing, David. Now, when someone uses a stereotype towards you, describe how it makes you feel.
It makes you feel like tested.
Tested.
As in, what are you trying to do? Check if I can't see or not? If I'm
Oh,
faking it?
yeah, no, I get that. I get that. Awful, awful. It's where people wave their hand in front of your face.
Yeah. God bless them. Look, can you see today?
Hold on, hold on. Yep. Ah, kids.
They ask you if you can see today
The
because you couldn't see yesterday. Be alright.
curious little ones. Sorry, yeah, John, go ahead.
And also, it doesn't make you feel like an individual. It makes you feel like
Yes.
people are assuming facts about you which are not necessarily true.
So, yeah, people don't see you as an individual rather than they're assuming all the facts about you that are really not necessary, that are really inappropriate, that do put you on the edge and make you feel uncomfortable. And that's true, John. That's true. I get a lot of assumptions, being, I guess, full about me. That does make me feel, uncomfortable and does shut me off towards, people. Especially like with family. Family are there to support you. They're family. But sometimes assumptions come into play, and that's what divides a lot of families. Yeah, David.
Yeah. I guess what about when people find out you're from the same background as them and they'd like to want to help you more
Oh, yeah.
because you're the same background?
The connection's there.
The connection's there, but they won't leave you alone then.
That's right. That's right.
And then you tell them, I just need help for a bit. That's it.
They feel like they need they need to prove a point. I think it's also the concept of being a hero sometimes gets into play. People, yeah, they want to show like others that like oh, this person is in a vulnerable place. Let me help him and let me be a hero. And look, people do that all the time.
Yeah, I guess so.
It does make us feel less valued, right?
Well, they try to figure out how they relate to you.
Oh yeah, yeah. But also look with the people in general, individuals. Yeah, sometimes you don't really need the help, but they keep asking you for the help. Which I get, they want to do like something good, something I guess nice. But sometimes it does become a bit too much.
Yeah.
It's like where did you draw the line?
That's why we need to know what this and that.
I think also the main thing and that concerns me and worries me is respect. Yeah, and people disability don't get the much respect. The people that are, I guess, able-bodied have a disability. The level of respect is gone through the window. Like you can have like a 30-year-old adult in a room and a 20-year-old adult in the room, and the 20-year-old would get much more respect than 30-year-old, and the 30-year-old will be outspoken down to, patronized, and the 20-year-old will be treated with that respect, treated like an adult, and that's a big concern special many families in the KL communities, cultural and linguistically diverse communities. So this is where education all comes into play.
Yeah.
And this really awareness as well needs to also be put out there. How are organizations affected by stereotyping? What are your thoughts, David?
I don't know.
We'll come back
What's
to
the
you.
question?
How are organizations affected by stereotyping? Let's say from John first. John?
When people see a person with a disability, they assume that they may have a certain degree of capability, which may be higher or lower than their actual ability. And that will shape how that they treat that individual.
Yes, yes, yes. It's all about capabilities, and people assuming that we only have limited capabilities. We can get support with any task that we need help with. That's why we have support workers. That's why the NDIs is there, to support us. But things like that is why organizations are very nervous about hiring people with disability because they don't want to take on that responsibility. They also, like we go back to what we said, assumptions. There's assumptions that come into play. Like they can't do this, they can't do that, They don't have the knowledge to do this or they have no disability. They have no brain. Things like that come into play, And it makes it hard. It makes it difficult. Once people ask people this really put our foot in the door, which will take a lot of work, a lot of effort. People will see, the benefits that we can bring to organizations. But if people are gonna be always assuming and stereotyping, it's not good for organizations as well as for society in general.
Yeah, it's not good for organizations because they put people in categories.
Yep.
And putting people in categories, people aren't gonna like it because that's stereotyping.
Exactly. Spot on. So yeah, organizations they do more to ensure that people with disability get fair, I guess, get a fair say, and are fairly treated like everyone else. So, do you think common disability stereotypes influence organizations' decisions to employ people living with disability? Yes. I'd say big fat yes.
Do I think?
Disability.
Yeah.
Oh yeah? How so? So say got an organization that's run by, a certain ethnic group. That certain, I guess, ethnic group assume, people with disability can't do anything or are limited to doing what they can or they need, to be protected by their loved one. And so having that mindset would make it hard for that person to be able to connect with their ethnic groups, yet alone work for an organization that is run by that certain ethnic group, for them to be able to, yeah, look, apart from, being out there in the community, also find a job. It is a challenge. And it's something you got to face. But in saying that, John, yeah, I think disability stereotypes do influence organizations' decision to employ people with disability because of like we mentioned in our podcast, the assumptions that are being made, the prejudice, the stereotypes, they're all coming to play.
I think it's important for organizations to, educate themselves to judge the individual, not what they assume.
That's it. Education is key, and we've mentioned that many times as well. Education is the way to go, and it will always be, the way to go.
So,
So, David, what role does the media play in shaping stereotypes towards the disability community? So, I repeat the question: what role does the media play in shaping stereotypes towards the disability community? So, look, yeah, media plays a crucial role. Look, we often hear, I don't know if you've heard of the term inspiration porn being thrown a lot out there. And media seem to, play or seem to, use inspiration porn pretty well. And, yeah, share stories of, people with disability. If they can do it, why can't you? So sort of along those lines of inspiration. If people can share their success stories through, media outlets, how people, I guess, when they got their education sorted, when they got employment sorted, when how people are leaders in their communities, I think that's a great stepping stone towards, these stereotypes that are being that are out there in our community. I think that's the way to go. Yeah, John.
I think it's important for the media to have a holistic view of disability, not just use it as a social inspiration or a sort of tragedy, but honestly, we could devote an entire episode towards topic. So let's hold our thoughts for that.
So yeah, seeing them from a holistic view, rather than a source of inspiration, get them to share their thoughts, share their journeys. through the media. Like I said, make it into a positive story rather than a source of, inspiration. For people. Next week, in the context of the current debate around the NDIS reform bill, how do attitudes shape decisions on why NDIS funding should be allowed to be spent on? So, look. Yep, go ahead, David.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yep. Yeah, so what are your thoughts? So I'll just rephrase the question.
Yeah.
So, so in the context of the current debate around the NDIS reform bill, so the decisions that were made around the NDIS, how do the attitudes shape the decisions on what the NDIS funding should be allowed to be spent on? So with the NDIS, how do attitudes get in the way of how we spend our funding? I'll give you some time to think about it. John?
What I think generally the community has a narrow view about the NDIS. They think it's just meant to fund support kids, and that's it. But really, if we want equality, we need, I guess, the flexibility to spend our NDIS on ways to live a ordinary or normal life.
Yes.
Can you summarize that for us?
Yeah, look, just saying that, people sometimes get in the way of how we, as people, really control our funding and how we spend our NDIS funding. We need to be able to make decisions for ourselves on how we use the NDIS to help us get the support that we need to live a very useful and fruitful lives.
I guess that's true. That's correct.
Sometimes, when especially when we live within our communities, especially also being from an ethnical background, we have people that make decisions for us most of the time. And some people...
I think we say we'll put on like our own decisions.
That's right. And the way that we control our NDIS as well, David.
Yeah.
So, no, thank you, John. David, do you want to add anything?
Well, not because someone's got a disability, they don't know what they want. Let the person be able to decide what they need. Give them options.
Yeah.
Then, even though there's an option you don't want them to take, give it to them anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Don't limit us. Don't limit them.
Yeah. Thank you for that, David.
You're welcome.
It's a good point.
Okay, we're moving on to final segment. Ways to avoid using stereotypes. Ibby, how do we inform community attitudes to avoid the use of stereotypes?
Look, I think it's for me, honestly, going into different communities that are out there and getting people with disability to, I guess, talk, to share their stories, with the community. Yeah, look, go to your local community, organize an event, invite, people to come and to sort of learn from the lived experiences of people with disability. Because that's where the richness comes from. People that have been there, that have lived their journey, who have been in that position and are able to share the experiences with the community. Can understand and also ask questions and share with us on how to make it more accessible and inclusive for everyone. David, on the other question to you, how do we inform community attitudes to avoid the use of stereotypes?
So, well, put it this way: when I walk into people, I apologize.
Yep.
I apologize. I tell them sorry.
Yep.
As in, sorry that I walked into them because they can't see. They go, why is he apologizing to me?
Yes. So educating people by
humor.
by humor. But did people get it?
Yeah, they would get it.
I hope so. You do hope so.
Some people like, because there's humor in it, and they feel like they're doing something wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, seriously, this guy is apologizing to me. I feel bad because he's apologizing, but I'm the one
that should be, yeah. There's also, look, humor, but also sarcasm it doesn't work most of the time. You gotta be careful how you use it.
Yeah. It's like when you want to eat something, if you're with a person, they'll order for you. They won't ask you what you want. They'll assume that they know what you want.
Yeah, especially it comes to like a restaurant.
I want, not what you want.
That's right. Look, people often talk on behalf of people with disability. They talk for them, which I really don't get. You're connected with the person, you know them. It doesn't give you the right to talk on behalf of them. Because that's education and having these conversations with people in the community. That's the only way that they're gonna, I guess, learn. Otherwise, they're just gonna keep assuming. They're just gonna keep questioning. Can you share some examples of education and awareness initiatives and how that can be used to break down the negative use of stereotypes?
Education can be good because it'll allow people to understand where others are coming from without them trying to use stereotypes. Because if they are stereotyping because they are uneducated of that person's disability. So, but if they knew the person's disability, they'll know what questions to ask, what to look out for, and what things they can help with.
And also give them that greater sense of awareness.
Gives you awareness, and it allows you to know what to do when you meet someone with that disability.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they're about other humans. It's not rocket science.
I reckon it should be put in school subject disability.
Yeah, it should be in the curriculum. How can we showcase the diversity within people who live with disability? Yeah, I think International Day of People with Disabilities is around the corner. It's coming soon. a lot of organizations, a lot of community leaders are going to be, preparing, for ways of showcasing people with disability in the community. It's all about, showing stories, getting ourselves active on social media, becoming a representation of, our community. We are all community leaders and we should be in control, not actually have organizations, determine or I guess run these events to showcase people with disability, but also allowing us to be involved. And how can we work with organizations, be a part of the working group, get yourselves out there. People with disability need to, be a part of their community, be a part of the society, and educate and lead by example. How about you, John?
I think in whatever way you can, get out there. Show that disability doesn't mean that you can't live alive, but you have to live it in a different way. And we should not be ashamed of our disability. Get out there. Show that we can live with dignity.
Exactly. It's all about inclusion and accessibility for everyone. Doesn't mean that we have disability we can't do. We're still a part of the community. We're still, a part of society. That's why it's important that we need to get ourselves out there. Thank you, John.
Final thought.
What are your final thoughts, John?
My final thought is we need to judge each individual on their circumstances. We can't make sweeping generalizations based on what we assume is the case.
Thank you, John. Yeah, we can't assume. We can't also, generalize. And also, we can't exclude people with disability when it comes to, decision making, when it comes to, showcasing people with disability. Our organizations need to, work with people with disability rather than for people with disability. I think when it comes to stereotypes, especially being from a cow community, we get all these different stereotypes, we get all these different prejudice. It's everywhere you go. And we have to deal with these from day to day. So that's why it's important that we educate ourselves and the people around us on how to be more inclusive and accessible for people with disability. David, what are your final thoughts?
My final thought: people should be aware of disability. If they don't know, read up about it and teach your kids that disability does exist and everyone is different. And people that are disabled, ask them if they need help and ask them which way can I help you. Not assume that they need help and take them somewhere that they lose them. Because people with disability, if they need help the way they need help, not the way you think they need help.
Thank you, David. From Ibby, I'd like to thank everyone, for joining today, and yeah, we'll see you all next week.